put it like clip it on the
I do
power
all
cord.
the time.
Everybody ready? Bob.
Yeah, no, I think Illinois jumped out 11-0. How tough is that when you're playing a good team anyway, and then they get out to that kind of lead? How tough is that to fight back the whole team?
It's very tough just when the team go up 11-0. It's very tough to fight back. We just have to be more stronger and fight back ourselves.
And then I know you had a pretty good playmaking game. I think you had 5 or 6 assists. Didn't take a lot of shots. What was going on offensively, and is it getting frustrating? I know you had a good game the last game, but it's been kind of a slow start for you.
I'm just trying to find the rhythm and just trying to get my team involved too while I'm doing it.
Jeff.
What was the biggest difference for the defense tonight? I mean, you guys have been so good all year. They kind of got what they wanted to offensively.
We had our game plan, no threes. They came out, hit threes, and from there we just shut it down.
What do you think of Adu tonight? I know you guys lost, but he's had another great night. I mean, what's it like kind of watching him right now kind of take the next step?
Just a beast on both ends, and just showing we just got to feed off his energy. So we just got to match his intensity.
Bob.
They're big guys. Z's brother, Big T, I guess. Thomas Love. What do you think of his game?
He's a good player. That's baby, we call him Baby Z, but great player. Came out, had a great game.
And then, as far as Illinois, those threes just kept dropping. I mean, how did you think about these guys are going to cool off? It seemed like whenever you guys would make a run at them, get it to 9 or 10, they hit threes.
Can you repeat that?
It just how frustrating was they just kept seeming to hit threes whenever they needed them. Illinois.
Our scout, we knew they was gonna shoot threes, and we let them get open threes.
And then Billy, I thought, gave you all a lot of energy off the bench. What you thought of Billy's season, and what you think of his game today?
I think Billy is one of the best players. One of the best two-way players on the team, and once we see him doing his thing, we feed off him.
Final question, Jackson.
Yeah, tough game today for Boogie. How as a veteran guy, what's kind of the key for a freshman like that, a young guy to bounce back here moving forward?
That's what comes with the game. So we just go tell them move on, get back in the lab the next day, just keep working, go get some shots up tomorrow, get free throws, everything you need to do.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Nothing to do today. How long was it? 2 minutes? Yeah, let's see. I'm not sure why they brought him in.
This one will only open from the side.
So, man, it's 6 o'clock out there. You got your games. And the Bears, too. Because I'm a Packers fan, deep I feel bad for the Bears. Think about what happened against Washington. That was amazing that the way they came back against Minnesota.
This case was good.
I just want to beat the Vikings. Packers in the States. But we lost the Nuggets at home, so we can't play the Bears because we can't beat them. All those threes were open. Especially in the first. Didn't rotate very well. Yeah. No, I think he said they went home 13 and they did 4 or 5. I'd have to look back at the quotes. Oh, okay. Okay. I'd have to look at the quote. 30. That's fine. Yeah, sure. So they shoot 35 threes per game. So we let probably our defense make them shoot about 20. That means they'll only make about 6, not over 14. It's in the transcript. Especially really in the first half. The game was decided. Yeah, we didn't play. Really, when you got a shot block at the end, start the game, it's supposed to have something. I get these games counted how does it talks to it. It's in the locker room. I don't think we're getting them. No, they'll bring around the door. How's Brad Bealman treating you guys?
Which will be in just a
Brad.
moment.
Yeah, Brad's a good guy. He's done a real good job. He does a solid job, which is a real tough job. It's not like Wisconsin, but it's kind of like Illinois. Big Ten, he's done a real good job. Maybe that's a little more his stuff.
He's a little bit there.
He just had a lot of double-digit leads.
Yeah. Yes. Who's got the mic? Jackson?
The start was really the difference. I mean, what you see from,
First 7 minutes of the game was, and the issue again, you have to give Illinois credit. They came in and they literally played to win the game, and we kind of went in to try to show my stuff. And I don't mean that negative. It just takes time to get guys to buy into how we're going to have to do this to win. I thought Billy Adu did great. He just missed a bunch of free throws, which puts you in a bad place, especially when it was a 9-point game. Okay, let's do something. We worked on taking away 3. We didn't do a very good job, did we? We left corners. We don't ever leave corners. I mean, literally left corners, and they made them. Again, you got to give them credit. They had great motion. They were creating switches. We didn't rotate fast enough, but there's a lot to learn from this. And I'll be honest, getting hit in the mouth like this, you got to play a certain way, and it's winning basketball. We didn't create enough threes because we didn't find people because we're trying to do it ourselves, and there were opportunities. But when I watch the tape, I'll have a better idea.
Nelly tonight, I mean, what's the mix of him having to be better, but also maybe you guys having to get him a little bit more involved offensively?
Well, they played in a way that they stayed out on him. They played that way. But he had 6 assists because of how they played him. So he played the way the game was being played. There's going to be games where he has 5 and 6 threes because we're flying up and down the court. We're creating rotations, and he's the guy that's open. So last game, okay, and you could say, well, that's against them. This team played to take away threes, and he did a pretty good job of it. We wanted to go middle pick and roll, but they stayed out. And, they were saying, I think the same thing we were saying, you stay on him, stay out there. You can stunt, but you're not leaving him. We left some guys, which, we just got a lot the maturity, the playing with one thought in mind. How are we playing to win this game? I'm not sure we're there yet.
Well, John, Billy, I thought gave you a lot of energy
Yeah.
off the bench. What do you thought how he's played this year and how he's played today, and maybe how that can help you figure some stuff out?
All Billy did was do whatever he could to help us win. Not trying to get more shots, he just did what he had to. He flies up and down the court. He passes up jump shots and gets to the rim. Our game plan, I know you're going to say there's no way that was your game plan, was to play how we did in the second half, which we're coming at the rim. And how did we start the game? Like shooting threes.
Missing threes.
Like, what are we doing? And so Billy did that. And that's why we left him in. I mean, Boogie had foul trouble, but he also wasn't creating enough for us.
And I think Jonas played 11 minutes in the first half and none in the second. Is he okay, or was that just the plan of playing?
Yeah, we were going with Z, and Z made shots, and I was going with him. I was subbing in with TB because I thought defensively, and then TB gets the stick back, so we were fine. And then 2 bigs playing together, we got to figure it out. We have not practiced with Jonas, and we practiced very little with TB. We got the ceiling's there. It's that we got work to do, and we got to figure all this out.
I know there's a bunch of big games left, but 0-2 now in these power games. How do you feel about that? How important is it that you get one of those maybe at Miami?
No, it's not. The whole thing is getting them to play right. You may play right and lose. You can walk away and say, all right, we knew what we were doing. We went after it the way we wanted to. They made some shots that were tough shots. That's fine. That's totally different than this. They took it to us, and they were the aggressor the whole game, and that's all we had talked about for 2-3 days. We're going to be the team that's going at them, and we just didn't do it. And then we did it in the second half, and you make a game of it. We talked about winning the first 4 minutes. We did. We talked about winning the next 4 minutes. If Adu makes those 2 free throws, we did. And then we let go of the rope on a couple threes, and it goes right back to 14-15. So we got a lot to learn. This team's going to be fine. Thank God it's November. We have not practiced. We really haven't scrimmaged because we haven't had 10 guys. So we got a lot of work to do.
John, what stands out about their offense overall? Putting up 90 tonight, obviously against a very good defense.
Well, they do everything they're trying to do to create rotations. I worried about the high pick and roll. We talked about going under. We talked about how much do we want to trap? Do we want to twirl? Hard to twirl with Z. Hard for him to play the guard. Second thing is our point guards aren't 6'5", 6'6", where they can switch. Now, we did some scramming behind in the second half, and it was good. But, yeah, they were good. They played good. I mean, they shot 50%. I mean, and we have been a good defensive team till today. Even the stuff we did in Baylor was more of our zone offense than anything else. But
Coach, it took Big Z until the second half to get his first 3-point attempt off. Was that kind of by design in the first half?
they switched and they were going to take that away early, and that's why we were again move the ball, get to the rim. So yeah, that's what they did. And I was trying to figure out prior to the game. I said, will they switch it? How are they going to take him away? And that's what they did to start the game. So they take that away, you take something else. You can't say, well, they're taking it away, get it anyway. There's something they're giving up if they're doing what they did.
And the Trevin didn't play much in the first half, played most of his minutes in the second half. Was that kind of by design with Jonas playing most of the first half?
No, it was more. I just wanted somebody to be more active because we needed to get 3 or 4 stops in a row and get this thing to 7, 6, and then let's see what happens. And that's why I put him in.
And I guess once Thomas Love made the first 3 for Illinois, did that maybe change?
What's that?
Z's brother, once he made the first 3, did that change kind of how y'all had to play defense? With him?
No, but we were supposed to be rotating to him, and there were 2 or 3 times that we do something and he's there and you're guarding this guy. You got to rotate up and he's got to rotate over, and we really didn't. So again, we got work to do, and it's recognizing that. The biggest thing again is you have a mentality. You get hit in the head, you're playing to win. You settle down. You don't shoot threes. You go to the rim. You get fouled. I mean, we did some good stuff, but you can't give up 16 threes and expect to win a game. You can't. You're not going to. And I even said prior to the game, a team that's willing to shoot 30, 35 threes, if they make 20, you're losing. And then there may be a game they make 5. Then they're losing. And today, I just leaving corners and stuff that my teams don't do. We did a bunch of it today. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, just let us know about break time. Ready to go. Okay. Thank you. That's first season. He ever coached 4 games, so I'm still trying to figure him out. But yeah, if he thinks he screws him up, he's not going to. We'll have Coach Underwood start with a statement, and then I'd like to do questions for the players first before we go back to Coach.
Obviously, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. It was really good performance by our guys. We've come a long way in a short amount of time, and these 2 guys coming across the seas and playing in Europe and now playing here, and we're expecting a lot from them, and boy, are they delivering. So it was, anytime you face a John Calipari team, this is a top 10 team defensively and defensive efficiency. I thought Tommy and Ben got us off to great starts. It's pretty nice when your 5-man makes 6 threes. But allowed us to spread the floor. When I went to bed every night in the summer, these are the games I envisioned. Being able to spread the floor, being able to be hard to guard. KJ and Kylan, downhill. We also have other guys that can do that, but Tommy got us started, and KJ finished it and made big shots and big plays, and we got a nice little lead, and we maintained. And that's really hard to do against a John Calipari defense and team, and they're so electric in transition. I thought our defense was really good. We took what we wanted to away. I think Davis hit 1-3. I don't know if any of their other guards. I don't have a stat sheet in front of me. I don't know if any of their other guards hit a 3. We wanted to force them into doing what they did, and that was a dude driving it, and taking away that 3-point line. So very pleased. Nice Thanksgiving, and my hat's off to these two guys for their performance.
Coach's lunch.
Yeah.
Questions for Tom Curry? You got that one. Tommy and KJ. Casper's obviously closing the game. I think you had 14 straight points in one time. When do you know to turn it on and look for your own? What's the balance of that for you when you know it's time?
I don't know. I just do what the team needs me to do and what the defense offers. So I just use the advantage.
Tommy hadn't maybe made a bunch of threes before today, but you kept taking them. When did you maybe get a feeling? Was it after the first one that they're going to be a day like today?
At the warm-up.
What in the warm-up gave you that confidence?
I don't know. I just felt really good shooting the ball, and I knew if I have the chances to shoot, that I'll make most of them. So that's how I felt before the game.
About what Derek Craig said, I cover your brother. I know you guys were a big storyline coming in. You got the bragging rights now. Just how did it feel? I mean, you had a block shot early and hit the 3. You seemed like you were doing on both ends. Just what was it like beating your brother's team?
First of all, it's unusual to play against my brother. It's the first time. For the whole life, we were supporting each other, and this is the first time when I'm cheering against him. And so it was weird, but at the end, it feels good that we are the team that won, that we played good, and that I have bragging rights.
And I saw you guys hugged in the handshake line. Obviously, your brothers, but what was that moment like? Did you say anything in particular?
At the end of the game?
Yeah, I'm sorry. When you in the handshake line, I thought I saw you guys hug.
Yeah, we did. We are twins. Our connection is unbreakable, and whatever happens on the court stays on the court. We're gonna give our best for our teams, but besides that, nothing else changes between us. So,
KJ, I want to get your thoughts on this sharing the backcourt with Kyle.
yeah, so I love playing with Kyle. He's an amazing point guard and amazing defender, creating plays for his son and for other teammates. So it's a lot easier to play with him. I just love it.
Tommy, as you guys were matching up with this game, what was going against your brother? How was that? What were you looking for as far as like scouting and things like that? How much did that help knowing his game?
It helped a lot for me personally, but we were sticking to the plan. We couldn't allow him get early in the game with 3-point shots, and I think we did a good job there, stopping him to shoot the ball because he's a great shooter. And if he makes first couple threes, the game could go either way. And as much as I know him, he knows me, so there's not big advantage there. But I would say we did a good job on scouting them. Team did a good job preparing the game, and that we executed it pretty well.
Tell me, what did you think of KJ kind of taking over late in that game? What can you tell me about it from your perspective?
KJ is a great basketball player. When I saw he came to University of Illinois, I was happy because I'll have a great point guard with me. And when he came here, when I started playing with him, I was just surprised how talented he is, what shots he's making, how unselfish he is. He's got leadership skills, and I would just say that he's one of the best point guards in the nation, and if in the future he's going to be a real threat in the world of basketball.
KJ, what did you make of what your guards did defensively to force Arkansas to play a certain style and then limiting them as well?
Yeah, so I would like to start with Callan's defense on the ball. It's amazing. It's every game just get us going, and he just defend the ball so well, so we can run after and make the shots complicated for other team. And I think the defense wins. The defense is the winning place. Every defense, every rebound, and all the sacrifices in this end of the court helps to win.
Sorry, we don't need more microphones. I guess for both guys, maybe Tommy. I guess the other guys call you Tommy, so I'll do that too. It seemed like whenever Arkansas was making a run back, they get to 10, they get to 9, you guys hit a 3 or get a drive or draw a foul. What was the key to, you guys always seem to answer whenever they were trying to come back?
Me?
Yeah, you take it first. I like your thoughts.
Well, we were sticking to the plan. Doesn't matter if they make shots. They're a great team. Of course, they're going to make shots, make good plays. But we were just sticking to our plan. Don't go into bad plays. Don't rush to score. Stick to the plan we agreed to. And we are too talented offensively. And we only believe in ourselves that we're going to make the right play. And at the end, that's what happened. Yeah, if you want to win, you have to play all 40 minutes. So you cannot relax even if the game goes a little bit worse at that moment. But we believe in ourselves that we will get some stretch after. So we just continue playing, continue defending, rebounding, and doing what we need to win.
Is that all for the players? Okay, let's pause for a minute. Go ahead, Tommy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay. Brad, obviously KJ can get it going like that, but it seems like the first half he was trying to get everybody involved. When does he know it's time to look for his own, or what? Obviously, he took over that game. What do you think?
Yeah, you don't coach that. It's not like we were drawing up plays for him. Yeah, I mean, we were drawing it up to keep the ball in his hands late, but and create an action or a next action, and that's why next level people love him, is he has the ability to step back and make a three. He has the ability to get fouled. He knows what the game needs. I've had him a very, very short time. I would love to take credit for all of that, and I can take credit for none. He's got a gift, and I think it was the first couple of games of the year. He took 2 or 3 shots in a game, and it was just what the game brought to him. There's no force. I've learned that he's going to make a mistake or two. Let him play through it, and he's going to level out. And so I don't doubt that that he's going to make the right play most of the time.
Coach, would it be fair to say your team took a pretty big step in terms of grit and physicality today in this game?
Yeah, the one thing I liked about today was we got a nice lead, and we never wavered. We stayed true to it, and it was it kind of got up there to 15, 16, 17, and get to 9 or 10, and then we would make a play. This group was unwavering. They made the plays when they needed to make them, and that's not easy to do. And you give Arkansas a lot of credit. They've got very, very talented players. Thero was tremendous today. Z was tremendous, and yet we always seem to have the answer. And then we got key rebounds when we needed to and key stops.
Brad, I counted over the course of the game 4 separate loose balls, and 4 times you guys shot on the floor and retained possession on all 4 of those opportunities. How happy does that make you?
Oh, we talked about it in the locker room. There were 4 opportunities to get on the floor, and we were the first one on the floor every single time. And we can talk about what actions we ran and who made this shot. Those are the plays that will ultimately keep you moving forward in March and in the NCAA tournament. And we've built our program on that, and that's our culture. And every possession is a little battle, and to get extra opportunities was huge. So we got a lot of guys making a lot of really good plays.
Brad, I want to ask about the bench tonight. How does it feel for you to have the luxury that you can depend on these guys to get done?
It's tremendous. I mean, how about Jake Davis, Draven, what Merez is doing. I couldn't be more pleased with what Merez is doing on the defensive side and his presence and that, athleticism and grit and, everybody's contributing. Will, obviously is our leading scorer coming off the bench. And when you're more productive coming off the bench, in some cases, they're adding something. And when you want the pieces of the puzzle to fit, the bench is where it starts. And this group's starting to understand roles. They're starting to believe in their roles and really step into what those things are looking like.
You're asked the Big Ten Media Days, like, who might be the closer in October you didn't know. Just as Casper's like kind of emerged in that role, or was tonight his turn and maybe next week it's somebody else?
I don't have the answer to that. Tonight it was him. You kind of ride the hot hand. I think we've done that with Will a little bit. I think we've done it with Kylan. We felt, really good about what those situations are. I think when you're trying to close a game, you like, guys who can score it in multiple ways, and you like guys who can get to the foul line and make free throws. And most importantly, not afraid of the moment. But maybe Tommy in some sense. Ben, I don't know. Tonight it was Kasparos, and he did it very instinctive and just out of the natural flow of the game.
Right. Brad, Boogie Flan shoots 2 for 12. Extremely talented player. Talk about Kylan Boswell's defense on him.
Yeah, Boogie's probably the best, considered the best freshman guard in the country. And, what he's been doing, all season long. And to Boogie's defense, he played in some foul trouble. But I think, again, that's the KJ Kylan factor as well, having to defend those guys downhill in their drives. But, Kylan's really kind of 4 for 4, starting with the Sears game and against Alabama, and then the 2 home games, taking 20-point perimeter scores and making it very hard for him. And, tonight was no different. We paid a lot of attention to Boogie and didn't want him to get going. Kylan has a knack for being able to take that away.
Brad, 90 points on that defense. I think you said this is what you envisioned when you put this roster together. What about it most encouraged you?
Yeah, it was well rounded. It was ball movement. It was the next actions. Nothing was. That's a top 10 defense. I think they were 10th in defensive efficiency coming in, and to do it with multiple guys and the spacing, and to do it in different ways. Tommy killed a possession late because he took about 8 dribbles into a post up. And I said, I don't want you posting up. And when you can keep the floor spread and get downhill, and it's modern basketball today, and we recruited to it, and we've got guys who can do it, and hopefully we continue to keep adding and keep growing.
Brad, you mentioned they're a top 10 defensive team. They're also top 15 in turnover rate. You guys only had 11 turnovers. What was the key in taking care of the ball this afternoon?
Yeah, maturity. We're growing up a little bit. We saw a little bit of that against Little Rock, who was another top 20 team in terms of turnovers forced. We had one, I think Kylan threw one to Ben where he didn't come meet it late. And, KJ had a couple right there at the start of the second half. But for the most part, it's, we want people to pressure us. We want them to come out and extend the floor and pick us up. And that's to our advantage. Playing in the open court and as much space as we can create is advantage Illinois. I probably shouldn't have said that and given away a scouting report, but it's just maturity, guys understanding 2-foot jump stops, guys understanding ball toughness. That comes with experience, and we've been fortunate. We've seen some good defenses, so it's been trial by error there.
Scott.
You mentioned the bench at the end of the first half. Kylan, Ben, Trey, all on the bench with 2,000. They grew the lead still in. What did you like in that moment?
Yeah, my hat's off to those guys doing their job, not being afraid. I think Jake hit a big three in that sequence. I think that that's kind of when you've got to figure out where we're going to get it. I think we've got opportunities to get to the foul line, late in a half. Those are things that are advantageous in those moments when you do have guys in foul trouble, figuring out how to get fouled, go to the line. But Merez, I thought was terrific. I thought, Draven gave us a lot of really good minutes on both ends of the court. So that's what you ask for is just really good support and productivity when those guys come in.
Brian and the finish.
Brad, how did this matchup with Arkansas come together?
A lot of people, a lot of conversations in CBS. And, this is Brooks Downey runs this, and we've dealt with Brooks for a long, long time. And, to get the opportunity on Thanksgiving Day in such a great city that loves basketball, great venue, and then to play a Hall of Fame coach. And I think it speaks, I'm going to brag about us. I think it speaks volumes to where our program has gotten, what a crowd we had today. And I think that, when we keep moving the needle, it's all that comes to fruition, and we jumped at the opportunity, and a lot of people do a lot of work, but here we are against a Hall of Fame coach on Thanksgiving, following the Lions Bears, and we know there are a lot of eyeballs on that today, so very excited to be a part of that.
Coach, maybe more than any other game so far, you have interchangeable point guards. So Kylie handled the ball in the first half and KJ the second half. How much of a luxury is that for you, and what's that kind of pressure is that put on the defense that you can switch guys back and forth?
Yeah, it's always been something I've enjoyed doing. And I go back to Andres and Trent and Io. I've had multiple handlers. I like being able to take advantage of the mismatch that way, the hot hand that way, run different actions that way. Both of those guys fit that. You add Will in there. We run Will at point guard spot a lot in practice as well. So, that's who we are. We're always going to continue to have those guys on the court, and you add Draven to that, and we got a lot of guys who can handle and make plays.
Okay, last one here.
Brad, Tommy had a block. He blocked Boogie at the rim, and then I think Boogie probably thought he was going to get contact. He didn't. Then he hit some threes. It just seemed like Tommy had to go from both ends from the very get-go. Just what do you think his all-around game really filled up the box?
Yeah, the best game he's played, and not just because he made shots. And I've said this many times. Tommy's one of our best shooters. Tommy is we've seen practices. We had a day where he was 9 of 11 from three, and he is that guy. Our challenge has been at the other end. Where Z is an elite shot blocker and doing it at that, getting Tommy dialed in our ball screen coverage, and he's so cerebral. He's very, very smart. But challenging shots, using his length, using his ability to go challenge shots has been something we've been working with him on. And Z does it very instinctive. Tommy plays more position, but to see him do that today, now he's set an expectation that I can get on his rear end when he doesn't. So he was dominant today. I thought he was terrific on both sides.
Actually, one more.
Sure.
Billy Richard, number 24.
Yep.
About him as a recruit. I thought he gave Arkansas a good lift off the bench. Kind of got downhill. I was curious what you thought of Billy scouting Arkansas, maybe from what you saw today, maybe what he can do.
Elite open court player. I think he's a guy that we weren't necessarily concerned about him shooting it. I don't know how well he shoots it. We were playing him more as a driver. I think he's an elite defender. For a young guy to come up with the steals he does, get in the passing lanes, and then he's what we call a head rammer. He just gets downhill, and he's got a great body, great physical tools. Plays above the rim, and there's no doubt he's going to impact that basketball team a lot.